of fuel spilled as well. Do you smell anything in the air?
Yeah, Jim, if we kind of come out here and show you exactly on the ground. So right here, you see some of the equipment, the materials, the supplies that they do use to contain what is jet fuel. And you see some of the, it's cat litter on the side of the road here. There is that scent. It's not heavy, but definitely there is the scent of jet fuel in the air. It's noticeable, but you can see that they've done what they can to at least contain it here along Vermont Road. The fact that there wasn't a fire is also more to the point of the really the expertise, the experience, the flight hours of the man behind the controls in the chopper itself. And I'm looking around right now, and I see Tim Boyce from Emergency Services possibly here to give us an update. Tim was my first phone call on the way out here. When you hear a chopper go down, the fear is that there could be significant loss of life. I will tell you, everybody out here is breathing a sigh of relief that that is not the scenario unfolding here in Drexel Hill on this afternoon.
Well, I know you're a religious man, Joe, and the fact that this happened next to a church, I think someone up above was looking out for these folks on this medical transportation helicopter for sure. I mean, based on what we're seeing right now, the fuselage pretty much intact, and all of the folks on board able to evacuate the aircraft with what we understand right now are non-life-threatening injuries. This is indeed a miracle.
Indeed a miracle. The irony not lost on anybody here that this comes down in front of a church. In fact, some of the stories with some of the folks we're talking with on the scene, they sort of relay. Chief, how are you? Chief Derek Sawyer here. Chief, we're on the air right now, and if you could just give us a moment of your time. We're talking about the experience of a pilot in an incident of this nature. He misses the utility lines, he misses the structure of the church itself, and places this down from what eyewitnesses are describing almost in a gentle fashion. You've fought a lot of fires, been to a lot of catastrophes. Your thoughts?
The best way to describe it is a miracle. Obviously, this pilot had a great command of the helicopter and was able to land it safely. He took the best interest of the community at hand to make sure there were no injuries, no property damage. So he did an excellent job.
And for those watching at home, this is Upper Darby Fire Chief Derek Sawyer. And Chief Sawyer, in your many years of experience, this outcome, is it the best possible outcome for what we don't know yet happened in the air?
It's the best possible outcome. You look at the fact that there's no fatalities. Again, we had a patient on board. The patient is still alive, including the pilot and the other souls on board. So when you think of the fact that no fire, no property damage, and no fatalities, this was miraculous.
Our anchor was asking, Jim Donovan, asking about fuel spill, jet fuel.
When the helicopter left, they had about 2 hours of fuel. And when it crashed, they had about an hour of fuel left. Some of the fuel started leaking. So what we did was set up diking right here, as you can see, to make sure it doesn't spread into the water system. And we stretched the water lines to make sure if there was a fire, we could put it out immediately.
Upper Darby Township asking anybody in this area to do anything that you would like us to pass along to them.
Keep them families in prayer, stay safe, stay warm, and make sure you check your smoke alarm.
I know you're a busy man. Thank you for making time for us, Chief. Be safe, and thank you. Thank you for your time. So there is the update. About an hour of fuel on that chopper when it did come down. But Jim, when you talk about the scope of the visuals that we're looking at here, and that, as the Chief put it, a miracle, it is almost that this is somewhat less significant than everything that we do see, and in taking in some of this, even you see some chopped bushes where the rotors made contact with some hedges outside the church. there's a sign that the chopper is resting on. You see the stone foundation of what was the sign. Chopper literally on its right side, resting on that sign. Save for those bushes, the aircraft, and that sign, you would never have known, other than the visual, that a chopper came down here in the middle of Drexel Hill on a Tuesday afternoon.
As always in these cases, folks always question, who's going to be leading the investigation. So the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board obviously will investigate. NTSB is always in charge of investigations like this and will provide additional updates normally, but that's going to be a ways out.
Yeah, from my understanding is that the standing around right now is in anticipation that federal investigators are en route at this time. And then you get into the many phases that then unfold. And I know you know this stuff, Jim. This could be a report a year in the making to determine what exactly did go wrong. The only thing as a observer you might wonder or might think about that's unusual, the skies are crystal clear blue. I can see the moon from where I'm standing. There's not a cloud in the sky. The only unusual thing that someone might point to is that it is cold. I mean, the sign at the church is 23 degrees, it's telling me right now. That would be the only atmospheric / unusual or a factor to take into consideration as the investigation makes some headway beyond what we know and what we see.
So at this point, I mean, basically, yeah, if we're looking at this, weather doesn't seem to appear played a role in this, but the good news is the clear skies may have played a role in the way this helicopter pilot miraculously landed this plane. I mean, again, for those of you that are not familiar with this section of Drexel Hill, densely populated, missed all of the electrical lines in the streets. No one was injured on the ground, missed the church. I mean, this is just like, I mean, check off the boxes here. Just absolutely amazing.
Jim, if you could still hear me, I can't underscore the busyness of this road. There are